Hello everybody and welcome back to yet another Fragment Friday, and hopefully this Fragment Friday finds you well as ever. I am grumpy, I am old, and I am gaming. And we've got an ambush on the mackerel server here. Get into our pertinence here in a second. Right now we've got a date with the living dead, a little early for the Halloween season, but I'm not complaining. As per the case, I spend all week trying to find time to level up Gogs for the Weekend Warrior and find myself lacking in that very department. So this Fragment Friday is devoted to trying to get Gogs to at least level 20 and then probably beyond as I play throughout the day. As previously mentioned, we are on the mackerel server, and here are the key words. Spicy poached whale shark, level 22 Firefield. 3 levels above ourselves, but hopefully it'll be generous. Not too wicked. Got a fire witch, living dead, and what looks to be some type of mimic. So really happy we switched up from the Sakabato build. Yeah, we've got a full-on hellbox there. And we got paralyzed. With 2 living dead and a hellbox. That was 1 hit away from that, and it's now regenerating. This is what you call less than ideal, as we've been confused as well. So couldn't even get that quick heal out of the gate. Got confused again, but that's enough to take the hellbox down, and as long as these living dead don't have the death touch ability, we should get through this. There goes living dead number 1, number 2 already at half health. We're picking up some quality experience here as well. Missed the paralyze attempt, and now the fire witch stands very little chance against us. Definitely the kind of gains we're looking for as we want to get 1, possibly 2 levels here. Taking a quick look at the status page as we run, halfway between 19 and 20, 582 to be exact, if that's what you're into. Here's a risky treasure, opening it up with a fortune wire, and inside we find a lumberjack. Kind of a strange thing to keep there. Of course, this is a level 50 heavy axeman weapon, and not a burly fellow who likes maple syrup by the bottle. More hellboxes and living dead to come. Sorry, kind of going one-handed there. Still recovering from a bit of a head cold, so hydration, very important, because my throat will get scratchier than sandpaper in a desert. Goodness knows my voice is difficult enough to stammer through. Oof, life drain. Better than death touch, I'll take that. Just had to get out of that and get some healing going. That's 2 on the paralyze. At this point I'm just kind of going after the first target near me. Pardon me for 1 second. Sorry about that. As per usual, every time I sit down here, the phone rings. I should really just unplug the sucker or rip it out of the wall or something. It's just been that kind of day. Paralyzed for the 5,000th time, but somehow we've gotten rid of the living deads, and if you can figure out how we did it, then you're 1 step ahead of me, because I was literally telling a telemarketer that I didn't have time to hear his sales pitch when it happened. Next time I think I won't pause the recording and I'll actually record the phone call as I go. That should be some fun, right? So, hellboxes and living dead done. You know, they say you gotta find ways to make your own fun, and by gum if we aren't adding a little tension to this situation. There's an Avenger. Let's take a look at the Avenger. That's a heavy blade weapon. That's a level 52 heavy blade weapon with life drain. How does that stack up against our current gear of rock and roll? Well, it hurts the accuracy a touch, but it boosts just about everything else but our Earth attribute, which is already our strongest. Seems to be a pretty smart call there. Let's go ahead and change up the shortcuts. L2 and circle will be Vac Smash, and L2 and triangle will be Rye Divider. Probably not using either of those. Hell, we don't even have the SP necessary for Rye Divider, but we've got it. So that's a nice thing to have in the chamber. Maybe give Vac Smash a shot next portal out. First off, let's re-up the buffs. And get back into the action. Oh yeah, that did a nice chunk of damage to the living dead. And hey, it didn't even change our weapon model. Same weapon model overall, so not a big shift here. One thing that was a big shift is how quickly we got rid of that living dead and got rid of our SP with it. The Hellbox helped with a little skill drain after, but there wasn't much to drain. Still recovered enough for a post-battle rep. Get ourselves hale and hearty and ready to go. Hey, life drain paying off nicely. A little bit of added insurance against these Hellboxes, actually, because if we get confused, we're on the basic attack, which has a chance to life drain. Nice little thought to keep in the back of the head as we hack a couple boxes open. Too much tape on the wrapping paper, you know? You just can't unwrap it clean. Getting another heal in, just keeping that health as full as possible. Fire Witch, let's go ahead and down those Fire Witches real quick. Take no damage from that spell, and now it's us versus two Hellboxes that we already know is a favorable encounter. By the time we get out of the confusion, Hellbox 1 is done, and Hellbox 2 we are making short work of, turning it into Hell Kindling. It goes ahead and spares my thumb for a moment by confusing me, and sparing you all the sound of the soggy circle button on this controller getting mashed in through the plastic. Fortune Wire to the risky treasure. And now we get an Inferno Strike and another Avenger. Couple more portals out here, and a Spring of Mist. Kinda want to throw the rock and roll in and see what comes out. First things first, we've got a Living Dead, a Fire Witch, and two more Hellboxes, because why not? We've been having fun with this arrangement so far. Living Dead is down, and we are confused, so the game's just kind of choosing my direction for me. One more shot to the Hellbox, and now let's take out that Fire Witch while we've got a little bit of agency to us. Fun fact about Hellboxes, they feel like fire enemies, but they're actually non-elemental, so you're going to get the full damage out of that Vac Strike. Vac Smash, I think it was. Yeah, Vac Smash. And now we're working on Hellbox 2 as we come out of the last bout of confusion and finish it off well. One more Inferno Strike to the old inventory. Signal here to pick up, giving us Apjuka, which will improve our Earth element? No, what element? Apjuka, I'm sorry. Don't know what I'm saying here. Up against a Fire Witch. Clearly not going to win this battle purely casting, so let's just go up and hack him. Get a little life drain as well, so we finish that at full health.
Oh no, melon!
Here's some oh no melons in the background. Time to take out this Hellbox here. Even more health drain, even more full life bar. Liking how this is going, actually. Could probably push to another level or two. Getting a little greedy now, I know, but Confusion wears off just in time for us to pick up that Inferno call, and just 3 portals separate us from a clear field. I don't know about you, but to me it seemed like it was targeting that Fire Witch up till I hit the attack button. These are the things that happen. 1 living dead down. Second one... under half health. Just waiting for the confusion to kick in. Kinda surprised it hasn't hit yet. Hellbox really going after the jugular there. Just attack after attack. Pretty straight combat. Now it hits us with confusion. Pretty interesting timing. Certainly wasn't going to save itself at all, but it's right near the end of the battle, so I can't really reapply my buffs at the moment. Finally it wears off. Let's go ahead and collect these treasures. Get the Fool, and yet another Lumberjack. Seems like the Lumberjack was a bit of a fool to get locked inside of a box as well. I mean, he's a Lumberjack. Chopping wood's what he does. Should have been able to get out. Okay. Now to the other side of the dungeon. Little spiral shell sticking out of the ground, and by little I mean massive. How massive, you ask? Well, if you're familiar with the Mackerel server, or the word whale shark within the Mackerel server, then you already have that answer. Otherwise, stay tuned. Confused once more, but we get through the battle all right. And 7 more experience there to finish things off. 1 more Inferno call, and I can only assume this is going to be an Avenger? Nope, Lumberjack. Swear I'd be able to tell the difference by now. Get ourselves healed up a little bit before entering into our final portal, consisting of a Fire Witch and a Living Dead. At this point, I think we could thank our lucky stars that Living Dead have Life Drain. It's probably what saved us early off, and there's a Sacred Spear. Nice little 47 long arm weapon, neutral multi-elements. That'll clear the field for us, and little to do now but check out the Spring O Mist and see what it can offer us. Let's throw in the rock and roll, see if it'll do anything to it. I feel everything else is easily out of its level, but level 2 Grandpa probably not doing anything with rock and roll either. Nope, getting it back with a gold and a silver axe. Honesty is the best policy, and you know that because a sentient drop of water is chucking sharp objects at you. Weird ways you learn life lessons in RPGs, or adventure games, or dungeon crawlers, really whatever you want to call this. I'm gonna call that the field, though. Climb into this giant shell, and see if we can't find the bottom, or the middle, or whatever you would call the inside of a giant spiral shell when you reach the end. Here's the entrance, and before we reapply our buffs, let's go ahead and heal up to full. This is about the time I should probably take out to remind you that down below this video are the links for the NetSlum Discord and website, as well as the .hack Network Discord, their website featuring the excellent How to Set Up and Play Fragment in 2021 guide. Also a link to the Fragment from the NetSlum YouTube channel. Great hub site, got fantastic guides, interesting videos, and a fantastic little short about everybody's favorite new catchphrase, an ambush in shining darkness. Picking up an oak staff there and moving further in. Bunch of little rooms connected here. More Hellbox and Living Dead type shenanigans to be had on floor 1. And sure enough, we get the confusion right away. Make sure that's a one and done. The Hellbox is gone. And now it's time to focus on the Living Dead. Make short work of the Living Dead. Got far less to check down here than we do in any other direction. You know, save for off to the right, because that's the way we came in. So we'll come this way, pick up a healing elixir out of a breakable item. And there's a Hellstorm out of a chest. Dead-end corridor with the chest behind it. Got a gladiator here. Not thrilled about that miss, but our first hit took him near all of its hit points away, so we'll take that win. Now we're one-on-one with a Living Dead that we squarely have the advantage against. Finish it off without much hassle. Heal ourselves up, and if we were to take a peek at the old status screen, we would see that we are very much progressing in our goal. 870 now, the current experience mark. For those of you who haven't been let in on the secret yet, the whale shark keyword denotes a 10-floor dungeon within the mackerel server. So this is going to be a bit of a marathoner, if you will. Confused by the Hellbox, but already felt the gladiator. That's the primary damage dealer out of that tandem. We already know we're going to survive whatever the Hellbox throws at us one-on-one. No point to head down on the map, so we'll go further left. Portal there. Gives us a risky treasure, which is good because the altar behind it is barren. One more lumberjack, and then a beautiful close-up of that Gog's mustache. We make our way closer to the exit. Just one portal left here on floor number 1, and a golden egg. We stop, say howdy, and put it in our old magic pocket for key items before moving on, and find all kind of gladiators and the Living Dead. Take out 2 of the gladiators before they could be too big of a problem. Now it's one-on-one with the Living Dead, folks. I think that's about as good as we could draw it up, honestly. Biggest experience monster we've faced thus far. And really one of the more menial threats. Even nice enough to drop us a treasure for the pleasure of the combat. It's a resurrect. Kind of ironic to get a resurrect out of an undead enemy that you re-killed. Yeah, I think I got that right. Stairs down here, so we're going to floor number 2. Floor number 2, brought to you by .hack's favorite keywords, Hidden Forbidden Holy Ground. Check it out in a server near you. Reapplying the buffs, and we've got a portal just on the other side of this here door, so let's prepare and get to her. 2 more hell boxes. So 2 floors in, and it's been much of the same. A little bit of skill drain hits us there. Not that we're overly worried about it, because let's face it, we are a long cry away from our earlier levels where we were casting and hoping. Trying to get into the traditional vein of what a heavy blade does, and it chops things really hard with a sword that is far too big to be wielded efficiently. Had to dig for that word. Some reason just wasn't popping into the old gray matter. Room empty of combat, but rich in just about everything else. Big skeletons, little skeletons, one's as big as your head. I know that song. body, yielding little. Get a nice look at entirely too many eyes growing out of a wall. And here we come to a juncture. Got a treasure chest, and gonna take a peek up here. Can't really see a reason why this would be the way to the exit, so we'll take this way until we're proven otherwise. Nope, it's a dead end, so this was a good call. Clear it first. We have ourselves a Lamia Hunter. Get confused on our first strike, follow Lamia on our second, and continue our random, confusing, blood-soaked haze of rage, hacking at the hellbox until we finally come to our senses and continue to hack at the hellbox. We never said it wasn't the direction we were going in, we were just saying that it started out against our own volition. Next room, another 90-degree turn, another portal yielding another risky treasure. Let's go ahead, frisk the risk, and grab a sacred spear. Portal towards the end of this room. More hellbox. This one comes with 2 gladiators and some quick confusion. That's going to have us focusing on the hellbox while the gladiators focus on our vital organs. Fortunately, a health drain keeps us real nice and in the mix, and would you look at that, we got a one-shot on a gladiator. Make that a pair of one-shots. Took those guys down quick. Pick up a treasure of the normal variety. So we got a bonus fool in there. Or were we the bonus fool all along? Promise that's as deep as we attempt to get here. Fragment Friday. Thought-provoking questions, really more of a weekend warrior sort of deal. One more risky treasure there. Love when you're running close to the portal and you just don't hear the battle music start. You're like, okay, we're in for a good time. Always important to try and keep your ear out for that audio cue so you don't accidentally mash the circle button right away and open that risky treasure. Has happened to me on more than a few occasions. Making our way over to the other side here. Got a couple more portals left in floor 2. Picking the fool up early. Got a pair of Lamia Hunters here. Lamia Hunters have that great little burst attack there. Nice combo. Doing a fair bit of damage to us. Don't know why I'm being so encouraging about it, but it's always easier to do after surviving it. And now we have just one portal left to take down here. Lamia Hunter and Hellbox, pretty much the way we open this floor up. And we pretty much end it in the exact same fashion. Get a hit on the Lamia, get confused, and by the time we're out of it, we have a nearly dead Hellbox to finish hacking. The chopper does chop, picking up an Artisan's Soul and a Hellstorm, and that's 2 floors in the books. Can almost feel level 20 coming on at this point, and that would be a very welcome addition to the health, to the skill points, and to the stats. Can't help but feel floor 3 is going to be our floor. Re-upping the buffs once again, and not a moment too soon, as they just went away. So if you're ever wondering exactly how long buffs last on a character as far as your standard traditional physical buffs go, floor 2 on this field. Obviously not going to be the same for every character, but it works out fine for this demonstration. Got 3 Lamia Hunters and a Gladiator. Whole bunch of enemies that are going to make our sword look super powerful because they're on the frail side hit point wise. There's our level up. We are now a big, bad, bold level 20 adventurer. Picking up an Inferno Strike like it's our job to, and a Hellstorm like it's our hobby. 470 is the hit point total, and hey, we can now use Rye Divider. Unfortunately, I forgot which button it was and spent half my SP on back smash. Worked for a one-hit kill though, so I'm not sad about it. Got some fresh Valkyries to take care of, and they'll chop up the yellow hit points. Let's go ahead, get healed up a little bit. Yeah, next time out, L2 and Triangle. Let's check out that Rye Divider. See if that is the multi-target hit we have been hoping for. See, this is where if I'd partied up with someone, they could tell me, nah, that's not gonna work, or yep, that's the one. But as per usual, my hours are weird as far as gamers are concerned, and I don't get much of a chance to party up for these uploads. Always try and take advantage when I can, though. Back up to our 50. A little shy of full hit points, but I think we'll make it through. Now let's check this out. Portal opening, battle music playing, Rye Divider happening. Single target hit. Okay. But hit for a lot of damage. 314 out of the skill is a lot. Now it's time to play Ring Around Whiskey Treasure, because I'm getting nowhere near that thing in Preston Circle. So we do a little dance, get in a better position, take out the fresh Valkyrie, and call it a day. Pick up a 7th seal, an Inferno Call, and an Inferno Strike. All things Inferno are ours. Double up on the rep, and time to push forward. Probably time to start looking for equipment with all rep on it for Gogs. So it could be a one cast and done, even though once again that would come at the cost of most of our SP. That's just the Heavy Blade way. All into the strike and all into the heal. Pair of fresh Valkyries gone before we got a chance to ask their names. Safe to say Lucky was not a nickname that would have worked well there. 3 more portals and we are done with floor 3. First one gives us more Valkyries, plus a Gladiator and a Lamia Hunter to finish out the set. Take out the Valkyrie. Gotta watch the hit points, getting down around half there. Risky treasure. Good thing I looked, I was about to press circle. And pick up some Ray. Twin blade weapons, those I recognize. And to the next room we go. This is where I previously showed you could go ahead and trick the enemies into coming down this slot here. And just cast away at them. Unfortunately, we don't have that much SP. Do have a Lamia Hunter pretty much right in our face. Just for that, but let's cast one more time. And it missed, so that was a giant waste all around. But we had fun, right? Took forever to get this fresh Valkyrie on camera. Thank goodness it ended in a pretty decent close-up. And after all of those shenanigans and pointless tactical maneuvers, get done there. That's just a fun word to say. Gladiator down in one shot. Lamia Hunter down in 1+1 shots. That's simple math for anybody. 3 strikes and they are out. Treasure chest gives us a Hellstorm, though, and that'll complete floor number 3. Moving on in this here Fragment Friday adventure, floor number 4, brought to you by The Score. The Score, your store for floor number 4. Yeah, got that right. Now the buffs are reapplied, time to get into our first battle here. Or just a treasure chest. Into our first just a treasure chest here on floor number 4, and moving to the next room. Now here's some combat, and it comes in the visage of a fresh Valkyrie and yet another Hellbox. Didn't really see any of these last floor, didn't really miss them. But they're back, so there's not much to say except, oh, it's you. Joy. Moving up to the next room, dead end with a portal and a couple treasure chests to boot. And a couple walking treasure chests with pointy teeth and a confusion skill. Oh, it's them. Joy. Round of confusion number 2, saving the old thumb. Shake it off a little. Picking up a resurrect and the fool. This is good. I've been slowly trying to transition from health drinks to healing potions, so money is a little low right now, so a nice 10-floor dungeon full of items that are very nicely sellable. Kinda just what the doctor ordered. Also what the doctor ordered was that fresh Valkyrie stepping in front of the Hellbox for a quick 2-shot kill. Just eliminate the number of enemies we had to worry about. And we will get out of this battle without taking any confusion. Thought it was done, Hellbox had 2 left, but we took it down without too much incident. One more resurrect to the pile, inching ever closer to 99 on those. Here comes a fresh Valkyrie, a Lamia Hunter, and a pair of Hellboxes. Now focused on the previously uninjured Hellbox as we try and take it down. Do take it down just post-confusion, and now back to the one we were originally working on that actually healed quite a bit in the interim. One more bout of confusion that hits us just before the close of battle, and now we're left standing in a fog of the Riddler costume. There's an Inferno call out of that chest. A little bit further to go and we will be into floor number 5. Tough to believe we're taking this dungeon down this quickly. Field gave us a couple headaches there. I think it's safe to say sometimes the equipment makes all the difference, and while Rock and Roll was a much-needed upgrade, the Avenger is certainly doing admirably for us here. Of course, the overall endgame for Gogs as far as weapons is concerned is Excalibur. Pull that sucker and we're set. Here's just a treasure, just a plain old treasure. That's an Inferno strike, and that's our last portal of floor number 4. There's an Inferno call, and a big old hollow egg. Made a nice little crunching sound when we hit it, though. And now to floor number 5. Fairies searching the floor for us. Rather vigilant they are, leaving no room unchecked. even though we're leaving several. Hey, there's a Grand Mage. Next entry into our monster pool. Like most casting enemies, we don't want to see what tricks they have to offer, and we'll take them out as swiftly as possible. Looks like this very bottom path is going to be dead ends, so we'll check that one out first. Big old bend here. Trying to get the fresh Valkyrie there, and do take it down, but get confused in the process, and now it's us in the question mark fog versus two hell boxes. Take the first one down, and as we turn to the second, it confuses us, and we still kind of do the thing. That's the great thing about confusion in this instance. It doesn't hurt us. 6 more experience, another Hellstorm, and a Golden Egg. Sure enough, this is leading to a dead end, but that dead end is going to give us a chance for one more treasure chest at least, and a couple portals, and as you could hear, there are some bloody eggs to grab as well. Of course, dungeons will give you golden eggs, and a dungeon-specific egg, and since this is the feel free to shudder and make ick noises flesh dungeon, bloody egg is the egg.
Bloody egg!
90-degree turn room next, and inside this portal we got fresh Valkyrie ×2 and Hellbox ×2, so fun with multiples here. Get some life drain going, getting us up near full, and confusion, because why not? Even more confusion to be had here. Finish off the battle, and it looks like to be a very rewarding battle at the very least. 2 risky treasures that we will make far less risky. Open them up for a Spirit Dragon and a Cave Bear Hood. And a Hellstorm. Let's take a look at the old gear here. Cave Bear Hood offering us some physical defense at the cost of physical evasion and far depth, which is far better than we could actually cast. Spirit Dragon, on the other hand, will level out our earth stat with our water stat and actually make our element the worst of our elemental defenses, but gives us that old rep. I think we gots to do it, folks. I think we gots to do it. Shortcuts, L1 and triangle now becomes all rep. Also have the option to cast Retain, but obviously the casting time on an antidote is 0 as opposed to the spell, which is full cast. I'd rather have the antidote, I honestly would. Bit of confusion here, make it through, see a golden egg on the altar, let's go ahead and scoop that up for future grunty feedings. And just like that, we've cleared the southern portion of this dungeon. Stairs down were directly above us, so they are off in the middle left of this dungeon. Sorry. Get a little tripped up with my words. That tends to happen on the marathons. Hell, that tends to happen on the introductions some days.
Bloody egg!
Got a couple rooms to check out above us before making our final approach. Get a risky treasure here. That's going to give us another 7th seal, and there's another bloody egg to the pile. Couple treasure chests to pick out. I love this room design. I really do. Let you sit there, prepare, grab a couple treasures, and then you've got the main chamber in the back of the room where you've got your portal waiting with your battle. Just such an epic layout. Like, this should be a boss encounter type room, and I, like the putts, completely ignore the Grand Mages, which thankfully go to just boost one Grand Mage's fire stat. Don't deal with too much else there. Do have our buffs wearing off. Probably the first time this dungeon that's happened to us. So we will go ahead, bite the bullet, get those reapplied, as it's important to be fighting at your best when trying to level. Even if it is for just one more portal in this level, and yes, as usual, I will re-up the buffs at the start of floor 6.
Bloody egg!
Just committed to doing it the right way here. Getting a bloody egg, and through the door we go. Last portal of the floor is going to give us a Hellbox and Fresh Valkyrie. Fresh Valkyrie down in 2 Hellbox. Gonna take a couple more than that. But we don't mind taking the time to hack it up a little. That's what we do. There's that quality old rep. And if we were to take a peek at the old status bar now, almost 300 points to the 21st level. Past the halfway point here in this whale shark dungeon. Reapplying the buffs and stuffs. And in we go. First room, empty of threats. Moving to the next bit of a juncture point. See our stairs down already, so we know we have to hit every other direction first. Get confused going after some living dead. And then we get paralyzed just before killing the living dead. That's about as worst case scenario as we could have got there, but I think we'll make it through nonetheless. Got confused again, though. That's a problem, because when we come out of the paralyzation, we can't just heal. Do get through it, though. Coming back on the living dead, because that's our big problem. And it manages to slide out of the way, and now we're confused and hacking at a Hellbox. Got a Hellbox down. So that much is nice. Drink another health drink, get confused, and there goes the living dead, so now it's just us versus 2 Hellboxes. Had to watch my button mashing there, risky treasure, right beside us. And the final Hellbox does go down. But that a little more reminiscent of some of the troubles we had out in the field. Picking up a Hanged Man, another Spirit Dragon, and a Cave Bear Hood. Here come a couple corridors with some portals smack down in the middle of this room, and one in the rear of the next. There goes a Grand Mage, and the other Grand Mage as well. Got ourselves back up to full health before moving on, and encountering a pair of living dead. Now these guys would be perfect targets for Rye Divider, but due to having a level that is well below our weapons capabilities, we've pretty much got to be on full SP to hit that sucker. So the stats are nice, the damage is nice, but the skill's not as reliable. Getting to see the flip side of the coin from earlier levels where we had all the skill power in the world, it just didn't have enough stopping power. Making our way to the bottom of the floor. A couple hell boxes incoming. And a little bit of confusion to save on the joints. Knuckles getting a well-deserved breather here. As is the rest of Sonic's squad, because they're not playable in Fragment. Get a treasure chest in this room. Pick up a health storm. And nothing out of the warrior's body, but it was worth a poke just in case. Next portal out gives us 2 more living dead. Oh! Turns out there's a Grand Mage there as well. Take care of the Grand Mage now that we have a chance, and now we've got a living dead with an upped fire attribute. Don't know how that's going to help it. And yeah, Ride Vider, very, very effective on the living dead. It was an elemental hit for almost 1200 damage. If only I'd thought to do that at the start of the combat, could have saved myself a little. Is that a Byakugan custom? My goodness, it is. We would lose our life drain and most of our elemental stats. We would pick up some katana attacks. Not really worth it for me, but an interesting choice. Byakugan custom. May hold on to that as my backup weapon, as I've never actually seen it in action.
Golden egg.
Pick up this treasure chest. Once again, the Fool. But we're looking alright, as that's 6 floors in the books. Just 3 more to go to our destination. Speed charm wears off, certainly not worth reapplying just to get to the stairs down. We'll take the extra couple moments to slow run over. And into floor 7 we go. Living Dead and a Grand Mage to greet us here in floor 7 in the very first portal. Took a hack at the Living Dead before taking out the Grand Mage. Pick up the Fool out of that chest. No additional treasures dropping, nothing extracurricular to poke, so we are making our way over to this left branch, which is a very short and sweet dead end. Giving us a couple golden eggs, at least 2 portals, and at least 1 treasure chest. Got ourselves a baby worm! Not a part of the venerable BB squad, but rather a pain in the neck monster. This, of course, the less imposing version of the king worm that once frustrated my wave master to the point that I actually had to find a safe spot in a dungeon room and sprite Ocarina out because there was just no way I was landing a Beastbane. 16 experience, so that's a new single monster kill record, and also the first large monster we faced throughout this entire adventure. There goes a Grand Mage in one shot, leaving us one-on-one with a Living Dead. Well, we all know how this is going to play out. Let's just finish watching here for the heck of it. Living Dead does manage to get us paralyzed, and look how quickly it got those hit points back. It was down to next to nothing and is now at 75% health. Of course, it doesn't really do much other than that, so when we come back out of it, it's right back to business as usual, and this time we'll finish the job, heal for good measure, and check out this little storage room here to the top left. Just pick up the full out of that chest and then make our way back down. That said, if you're hurting for consumables like antidotes or restoratives, those are really the rooms you want to seek out, break all the breakables, then back out and head on in, and the breakables will be refilled. Potentially with goodies in them, like that healing elixir I just popped out of a giant egg. Or that antidote. Or that nothing. It's not guaranteed, folks. Just 2 more portals and we're already into floor 8. Seems like it's whizzing by, but I know it's not. 3 Grand Mage is gone, and I am so happy they go for app-backs first. Get our second Byakuin custom, which is really fitting because it's a Fire Element Katana, and those are Fire Element monsters. Here's some Living Dead and a Grand Mage. Let's go ahead and take care of that. Already had 1 paralysis attempt fail on us. Let's make the most of this opportunity to fight paralysis free. The first Living Dead is down. The second one is on life support. Or on death support? Re-life support? Guys, what do you call it when you're trying to help a zombie live? Not quite sure. As you could see, I did a terrible job of helping it survive, but I picked up a 7th seal for my troubles, and I'm on to floor 8. Floor 8 is great, from the makers of the field in the first 7 floors. If you enjoyed it this much, enjoy a little more. Floor 8, coming to a fragment near you. Lamia hunters abound here in this first portal of the 8th floor, and a Living Dead that tries to paralyze us for ignoring it. We of course get through the Lamia hunters because the paralysis luckily missed, and then finish off the Living Dead to let it know it was not missed. Pick up a treasure, or try to pick up a treasure. Did we disconnect again? It feels like we're disconnecting again. I hit the circle button, and now I'm stuck in place. We disconnected again. Well, that's gonna take us back here. Just gonna go ahead and make sure we're actually gaining the experience from that, because my goodness, would it feel terrible to not gain the experience for that. Somehow it's letting us back in as well. I do not know what the deal is. Been having disconnection issues a bit of late. But yeah, we are in fact halfway through level 20. Did not make it the whole way through the whale shark, but we did live to tell the tale and get some sweet new equipment for it. So I'm going to settle up here and probably do some farming runs later. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Wishing you fantastic luck in your adventures. We'll see you around.